Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on this wonderful Thursday evening. We are, 14 days into the new year, just 14 days in, and it has already been a year like no other. But glad you guys are here with us tonight. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure. We'll cover all the top news stories of the day, as well as we'll talk about places that are the best place to live if you are a single female. A new study has been released on that. And then later on in the show, we have a intimacy expert coming by to talk about why married couple and long-term couples need to turn up the heat in their bedroom. And I'm not talking about an electric blanket or weighted blanket. I'm talking about getting the monkey dance on.
That's
So
right.
that being said, let me go over to my co-host, the amazing Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets. What's up, K. Renee? Good evening. How are you?
Hey, darling. Happy Friday, Friday
Yes,
Eve. Oh, this is our
yes,
Friday.
yes,
So,
it is.
you know,
Yes.
it's been an interesting week. It's been a nonstop week of news, and I know we're gonna talk about it, but Lord, I cannot believe I'm almost the middle of January. And you know what? Tomorrow is the official holiday, official birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yes, it
So
is. Yes, it
So I
is.
mean, half the month is of January has gone. My
I
goodness,
know. I know. 2021 is actually moving quite swiftly if we had to
it
really
is.
look at it. But
It
we
is.
also need to look at the fact that we've had a lot of shenanigans and foolery
Oh
going
good.
on in 2021, and the
Oh my
year has
goodness.
just begun. So, yes. All right. Well, glad to be here. Last night we had an incredible show. Just want to say to our co-host, or it was Lady T night on the show last night. We had Thyteria Towns here, who she's been here many times before, and Chef Takana. But Thyteria is actually our bachelorette on the show this month, as we're trying to help people find love and increase their love life and all that good stuff. And so Thyteria was here after the passing of her brother yesterday.
Oh
And her
no.
brother had died in the middle of the night. And she
Oh
comes from a
wow.
large family, but she wanted to do it last night. We
Oh
had
wow.
drinks and all that. So we just want to thank her for being a real
Yeah,
trooper. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to her family. Thank you, Chef
absolutely.
Takana. Thank you, Chaz. It was a great show last night. But back in the co-host chair is the Queen Diva herself. She back. I tell them only to keep the seat warm. I said, don't get comfortable now. I said, because the queen will be back. And when she gets back, she gonna want her seat back. I said,
Well,
so that's how we all work it. So how you been? What's been going on, darling? How have you been since we saw you Tuesday night, right? Yes.
I'm good. As I said, this coming weekend on Sunday, I my great aunt on my father's side, she celebrates her centennial birthday. She will turn
Yeah,
100. Mrs.
really.
Jane Capers Lovett. So I know my California cousins. I know y'all out there. I know you listening. I can't wait to celebrate with you guys virtually. I sent a beautiful surprise to my great aunt Jane, and she's going to love it. I cannot wait.
Oh
And
boy,
so
100 years old. Can you
100.
Right.
Yes.
Just imagine the things that she has seen in her
Oh my
lifetime.
goodness.
And then keep in mind, she was a baby when the first pandemic,
No,
right?
she wasn't. No, it was 1918. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
1921 she was born. But
Right.
let me just say this. She is so into current news because she's also Jehovah Witness. So I'd asked her daughter, who's like my aunt, she's my first cousin. I said, "How is Aunt Jane? With this pandemic?" She said, "Renee, she's on that computer, that iPad, and getting her religion on." I said, "Go ahead, Aunt Jane." So
Yes.
to my loved family, because she bore 15 children.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
15. Yeah.
15. Oh
15
my God.
children, and just as sweet and just as humble. So I am just excited. I cannot wait. And actually, the local news in Los Angeles, they honor her already. So
Oh,
they have
nice.
a videotape of her. So I'm going to show that off on Sunday. But I'm just excited. I have been
Okay.
excited about this month since before January because I was like, I have someone that's going to turn 100. And on my mom's side, on the inauguration day, I have a great aunt that turns 97.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
longevity runs in your blood, and you know, you and I are committed to keeping this show going as long as we can. So,
Okay.
so here's the deal. I can see us both now because I was told too that I was supposed to outlive a lot of people. Well, if that's the case, maybe you and I could be the longest running,
I'm with
you
that.
know, uh,
I'm with that.
TV duo or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to be record history making, record
Well,
breaking.
speaking of that, we like to be record history in that regard, but we know who's going to be record history in another regard. You know what's been going on this week with one word called impeachment,
Oh,
and someone is the first and only chief. We won't say what. There's so many chiefs in there that people have been putting in that will be impeached twice. Can
yes.
you imagine that?
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that last night, and you know, here's the deal. I don't want him to get any benefits. I don't want him
No,
to get, you know what I'm saying? Because
nothing.
remember, we've discussed on this show several times, like, you know,
Yeah,
what are the perks once you leave the White House? And the
right.
perks once you leave the White House are incredible. But
They
of
are.
course, you were the leader of the United States. You are in an
Free world.
elite group of people. Do you understand me? Donald Trump was in a club that only 44 other people
That's
ever
right.
had. You right, and you messed that up, you idiot. That's the highest level of respect.
Well, think about one of the perks besides the $200,000 pension for life. He gets a $1 million travel allowance where he could travel all over the country. Now, given what has happened with these insurgents and these domestic terrorists, can you imagine him going all over the country spewing hate, spewing all that? We can't have that. So
And
one
we paying
million,
for it, and we paying
right,
for
and
it.
we paying
Right, and
for it.
we
No,
paying
I'm not.
for it.
I'm not
No,
down with that.
me
So
neither. Yep.
after it's been the Republicans. I will give the 10 Republicans who said, you know what, I have a good conscience. I'm going to vote for impeachment. The rest of them, when it goes to the Senate, they're looking to start this literally after the inauguration. And Moscow Mitch, he not feeling idiot in chief anymore. He just like, you know what? You messed up with me when I needed you for Georgia. And now that Georgia's turned blue, I'm gonna be looking at you the other way. So this
Hmm.
is gonna be really interesting. I mean, now that not only with the impeachment,
Right.
being him impeached, we have over now. I know you heard this. Art 20,000 National Guard troops have descended upon DC for the
There,
inauguration next Thursday.
there is more military in DC than there
Yes,
is in foreign countries right now.
combined, combined.
And three people on social media today who are residents of Washington, D.C., good, you know, friends of mine, were
Mhm.
saying that it is frightening in downtown D.C.
I
They
believe it.
said that every 10 feet, I think it is, there's a
Mhm.
military person standing there. Now, keep
I
in
believe it.
mind, the 6 feet is for the social distance. The
Exactly.
10, I guess, is to give it 2 extra feet to be safe. But they said
Exactly.
that you would not even recognize it, like downtown DC is imprisoned with
I believe
military
it.
gates, all of that,
And
and
I,
and
and I
and, and that's crazy.
And I know you've traveled DC. I used to work for a company that's based outside of DC. Loved the area. Loved, traveling to the Washington Memorial, the King Memorial, all that. You
Yes.
won't be able to do nothing but stay in your house.
Yes. Matter of
Period.
fact, Airbnb has canceled all
I've
reservations for
heard
the
that.
DC area for the inaugural week. And to my understanding, it has started as early as this weekend and will go 10 days beyond now,
I
that you
believe
will
it.
not be able to stay there. And then I've talked to so many flight attendants. Matter of fact, our girlfriend Crystal, who just posted something, we are flying them there. I heard that the flights in and out of DC have been some of the most hostile, volatile, people. Oh, are you kidding me? they had on one of the late night news shows. You know, I'm a news junkie. They had a black man that had a megaphone and was standing up on an airplane shouting Trump on the airplane.
Lord.
I just, you know, so right now we're a volcano that is starting to spew, but it's gonna really blow soon, and we all just need to be very careful. We really do.
And just stay prayed up, because it's not just about DC. You think about all the state capitals
right
are on alert because of what's happened on January 6th. So,
yes.
you know, as I say in my daily nuggets, not only you got to wear the mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands, be aware of your surroundings. And
Be
there's
aware
always
of your surroundings.
this law enforcement saying, if you see something, say something.
Yes.
Don't be quiet. Speak up.
No, not at all. Now more than ever, we need to really be our own police force. We need to stay vigilant about things that are going on. Pay attention. I'm with you on all of that 100%. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we want to give you the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Illinois public health officials announced today 6,652 known, confirmed, and probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 88 additional fatalities in the last 24 hours, which is now bringing the total number of infections in the state of Illinois to 1,052,682, with a statewide death total now of 17,928 since the start of the pandemic. Chicago soon will have 6 mass COVID-19 vaccination sites up and running by next week, increasing the city's capacity to give up to 25,000 shots per week. And this was per Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who has lost a loved one due to COVID-19, and those that are battling COVID now. Please take care of yourself, do the right things. As Kay Renee gave the instructions and what we always do on this show, we'll remind you guys later what to do. But the super centers to go get the vaccination. Then I found out that there's a bar up north that is planning on handing out $10 gift cards if people can prove that they got their vaccinations, and they can use they can use the money to buy food or drink, you know, at the place. Restaurants are closed now, but rumor has it restaurants will be opening back up soon. We'll talk about that. What do you think about the latest COVID situation?
You know, given the fact the vaccination, I think Johnson & Johnson is in their 3rd trials to try to get their vaccine out, and it's supposed to be a single dose. So that's great news. I know that this Operation Warp Speed has been a disaster. I know you're going to talk about a little bit that Biden had just spoke about this. You know, it's just time. You have all these vaccinations. Let's get it out there. Let's get it to people who need it the most. You know, folks who have been over 65. I know they've increased or decreased the amount of the population of people who can receive vaccinations quickly. You know, this is no joke. You know, I know. I've had family members who've died. I have family members who've been contracted with this virus. This is no joke. And in order to flatten this curve, we've got to just do the right thing. And if you're able to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. But as I said to you earlier, that I will wait until everybody who needs to get vaccinated first, let them get vaccinated. And then they'll say, Mason, we want to vaccinate you. No problem.
Yes. I feel the same way too, that please let everybody who needs it, everybody who's worried, concerned, all of that, please go get it. Really, this has been a wonderful time to work on health issues that you've had and try to, you know, especially if you believe in natural remedies or other ways of trying to heal the body. And so, you know, just look, knock on wood, as they say, knock on wood, as they say. I've been COVID safe so far and hope to stay COVID safe. Right. But if anybody else needs the vaccine, please go ahead and get it. And I would eventually, I'm like you, get it when, you know, like, okay, you really need to get it. Otherwise, no.
Right.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, and here's the deal. The African-American demographic is not the only ones that are concerned or skeptical about the shot. The
Right.
Latinx community is very concerned.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people, you've even got to think about the LGBTQ plus community,
Yes.
transgender,
Yes.
ladies, you know, men and women that are having hormone shots, things that they want to know, will this affect, you know, what they are doing with this
Right.
vaccine? And, you know, so it's a lot of unanswered questions. So hopefully,
Mhm.
if, you know, the city, the state, the government, whoever wants to be more proactive, they probably need to start investing in shows like this, other shows, to get that message and word out, you know,
Absolutely.
and talk to people, do these
That's
one-on-one
right.
Q&As. Right now we're talking to all these prominent doctors, but you really do have to get down and talk to people at a lower level to really get them to understand. And no disrespect when I say that, but layman's terms, as we say on this show.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
Yes.
people can feel comfortable in knowing they made a very good informed decision. Oh, did you see this?
Mhm.
Well, look,
Wait, I
you see
received a
what
letter
Smith was
offering me
there?
to participate in a study. I will not be getting you funny. Right. She said, I right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
goodness.
right. Yeah, yeah. That is true. Yeah, it's
You don't know if it's a scam or
interesting.
not.
You know, we might have to talk to Crystal one night about the fact, you know, being a flight attendant up in the air doing all of this. This has got to be, you know, just a weird time. Flight attendants. Did I lose you? Oh, she's coming back in just a second. Okay, there you are. You back?
Yes, I
Can you
am.
hear
I
me?
can
Oh,
hear
okay,
you.
there you go. It kind of look, kind of like you had a little too much Botox there for a minute. You was like,
Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll do that.
right. I was like, oh, did she
We'll
have
do
a
that.
Botox freeze? Okay, right. I
No,
was like,
no,
did she
do
have a
that.
Botox freeze? Okay, right. All right. Well, with that being said, we're gonna continue to move on. You have another news story, my darling, you want to drop in here?
Oh my goodness, we got so many. Let's see here. Oh, I know we're gonna talk about Dr. Dre later because I know I got some little
Oh, yeah, that's
tea on
later.
that.
That's later. That's later. Yes,
Okay.
that's later. Yes.
Now interestingly enough, you know, we talked about the cleaning of the White House.
Hmm.
There, because if you've noticed, if you've seen the news reports, you know, Melania, some of the aides, they're moving the stuff out, and the only person
Yes.
who's in there is 45, and he just feels so isolated. But they have spent so far over $200,000 in trying to clean this out. 200,000.
Wait,
Yes.
on just trying to get his stuff out of there?
No, just I mean, so far they've spent two
Oh,
hundred
oh,
thousand dollars. I was just cracking up. I was like, oh my goodness.
oh.
You know, we talked about this, I think Tuesday,
Right.
that
Yes.
Dr. Jill and President Joe ain't moving up in there until it's
No.
fumigated.
Right.
More
Right.
than $200,000 is spent. And just to give you a breakdown, let's see, include $127,249 on 2021 inaugural cleaning, another $44,038 on inaugural carpet cleaning. Then there was 29,523 spent on inaugural curtains cleaning. So they cleaning everything.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I hate to almost say it, but I damn near would want a lot of that stuff replaced. I
I would
you know
too.
what I'm saying? I
I
almost
would
would want
too.
to have it all replaced and
I
wouldn't
would too.
think twice about an eye or any of that about any of it. So I don't know.
I
We'll
would too.
all right.
But
Well,
then
huh?
also, I just was looking at, you know, the majority whip, I will say Reverend, but he acts like a Reverend sometimes. Representative Congressman James Clyburn of South Carolina is introducing a bill that will have Lift Every Voice and Sing, the national hymn, along with the
Oh,
national anthem, which is really kind of nice, given what has happened with our country and the racial unrest. That song, you know, we've learned that song since we were in the
that's right.
sandbox. So
That's right.
we know that song. Now some of our I know it, but we know it from backwards and forwards.
Right. Uh-oh. Are you did I lose you again? Hello? Did we lose Karen? I think we did. All right. Well, let's continue on until we get her back. Let's see. She is frozen time. I'm gonna remove her. Give me just 1 second, you guys. I have no idea what's going on with the internet right now. I think it may be on her end. All right. Well, Mayor Lori Lightfoot said today that the city wants bars and restaurants to reopen for indoor service as soon as possible. Plans to discuss this issue with Governor Pritzker is on her agenda. Remember, it was Governor Pritzker who enforced the tighter restrictions of restaurants and bars here in Illinois and in the city of Chicago. And a lot of bars and restaurants are not able to keep up at this particular point with their business levels. It's hard. Carry out, ordering services, curbside pickup, things like that. And it's just not the same as having people in restaurants. And so my thought is yes, we can open them back up. Believe it or not, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas, they did not close their places down. They just followed very strict guidelines of capacity limits, still the safety and service standards that are required to be in restaurants. And so they've done it, and they are still doing quite profitable. So I'm sure for the Illinois Restaurant Association and all of the groups that have formed, on behalf of restaurants, they're happy about this. Hopefully it will happen, and we can have restaurant service back in Chicago very, very soon. We hope so. Yes. Woo-hoo. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can bring Miss K Renee back. Hey, are you there? Are you there?
Hey,
Okay.
them
Hey, hold on. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm
What?
here.
What?
It, them,
What? What?
it,
What happened?
it's them gremlins, honey. That's what it was too.
I, Well, look, thank God I knew how to just continue to go on with the news. I was like, no, I got to keep going. So I was just talking about the fact that Mayor Lori Lightfoot is talking about Chicago restaurants opening back up soon. And as you know, we've lost so many restaurants that I frequent quite a bit. They've announced that they're closing back down in springtime. They were only able to do the bubble thing for so long.
Right.
Numbers were down. And so, what do you think about possible indoor dining?
I'm hoping that will come back soon, even though I'm been now so accustomed to ordering. When we introduced Teddy Gilmore at Nipsey's, I've been a frequent customer of my love Dolphin alumni, Mr. Teddy and
Oh,
Nipsey's. And so
good.
I do try to patronize African American restaurants around here. So, if I'm able to do indoor dining, it has to be safe, but I'm so adjusted now to cooking. I've cooked more than I ever cooked in a while. So, I just want the economy to bounce back to help everybody that needs it. You
Right,
know.
right. Yes, absolutely. I had thought about I wouldn't mind going back into the food industry once all of this kind of settles down and gets back. I wouldn't mind probably being a bartender again.
Oh
Or
wow. Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing that again. I enjoy things like that where you can present whatever it is to people. They're pleased, they go
Hmm.
away. We all know that tip jobs, cash jobs like that are probably to me one of the best jobs ever because the better you are, it shows in your tip and all of that. So,
Absolutely.
we'll see. All right. So very good. All right. Well, let's continue to move on. President-elect Joe Biden unveiled his $1.9 trillion coronavirus plan today.
Mhm.
He is trying to turn the tide on this pandemic. He is trying to speed up the vaccine rollout, and he's also trying to provide financial help for individuals, states, local governments, and businesses struggling with the prolonged economic fallout. The new unemployment numbers are just crazy.
I know.
The weekly unemployment claim rate was 965,000, and
Hmm.
that was reported today, and I guess that
I know.
ended last week. So it just that is just stagnating in itself. More and more people are losing their jobs.
Yep.
Jobs are not calling people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can apply and do all of that. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I had an issue, was it last week regarding my mom? And the
Right.
interesting part, they called me, IDS called me, and they were apologetic. In fact, the young lady said, "Well, did you file a complaint with the FTC?" I said, "I've done that." But interestingly enough, I could not file a police report because when I tried to do it online, I get an automated response back saying it's not accepted. I said, "Are you kidding me?" I like, do I need to talk to Superintendent Brown? I said, what the heck is going on? I'm trying to file, and this is not, and I'm not the only one that's experiencing this.
Oh
I know
no.
people
Yes.
who are employed. One
Yes.
of my dear sisters, she called me up. She's self employed attorney. They got her in one of her places she used to live. I said, what the heck is? I mean, this unemployment fraud is just rampant, and
Yes,
there
it
needs
is.
to be some serious oversight. So I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, if I get a chance to talk to JB or Lieutenant Governor Juliana, I'm like, look, my background in audit and compliance. If you need me to come in there and like clean up, we can clean house
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, it is. I know quite a few cases. Keep in mind, Kwame Raoul was one of the
Yes,
people as well too. So, I
yes,
mean, it's really bad at this particular point. And then I feel so sorry for people who are struggling and who need to stay afloat and
exactly.
need help right now. So, I don't know. Let's all just do what we need to do. So now here's the deal: if this plan goes into effect as he says it's going to go into effect, Americans would be receiving a $1,400 stimulus check, which will make up for what should have been the $2,000 to begin with. People got $600 recently. I still know people who honey,
I ain't got mine yet.
not I,
Not
exactly,
I.
not I. So that same thing I said.
Okay, I didn't get
This would
mine yet.
also extend temporary boost to unemployment benefits. Moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures will be shut down till September. So I guess people would get unemployment till September,
Mhm.
and no eviction and moratoriums until then. And then the Democrats aim to increase minimum wage to $15 an hour, expanding paid sick leave for workers across the economy. So, $15 an hour is not bad. And expand paid sick leave, because a lot of people who have come down with COVID do not know what the results are after you've done with it. I was talking to somebody recently who had COVID, and they said now that they have allergies really bad, like watery
Yeah.
eyes,
Mhm.
sneezing and runny nose. And they
Mhm.
said not that they feel as if they have a cold or sick anything, but that has been the result of what happened to them after experiencing COVID. And they weren't on a ventilator, any of that. They just had the at home aches and fever and,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I don't know.
People who have COVID and who've recovered, they're going to still have unfortunate lingering effects, and
Right.
that's the sad part, because that's
Hmm.
when you're going to have to make sure your health is maintained on a seriously regular basis
Hmm.
once you've contracted the virus.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All right. Well, I want to go over to the state of Michigan for just a moment, if we could. As we all know, the Flint water crisis really, to me, was one of the most major catastrophes in our country in
Yes.
recent times, along with a list of others. But that Flint
Yes.
water crisis, just horrible. Well, today, former Governor Rick Snyder was charged with willful negligence of duty, and two high ranking former state health officials face 9 counts of involuntary manslaughter as it
Yep.
relates to the water crisis in Flint. And so now he'll be just like Blagojevich and probably will be going to jail. Well, I just had to check, make sure I was right. Go
You're
ahead,
right.
help me, K. Renee, help me
You're
now.
right. And heck, if the stars align right, there may be somebody else who will be joining them in orange and black. And ironically, he has orange hair, but we're gonna keep it moving.
Is his hair really orange though? That's right.
It probably was orange in the beginning when he was growing up.
Right.
It don't look orange to me. It's because, I mean, you gotta remember too, when you think about all the commanders in chief who've taken that role, they have aged. They really have aged throughout their term. He has not looked the best at all, and I'm hoping that despite what's going to happen in the next 6 days, that he will be away from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That maybe he'll take better care of himself. But that hair is not orange. I don't know what color it is, but it's not orange. But it was orange when he was. Younger.
I think his hair is more like tabby cat. Right. I think the color is called tabby cat. Like if you if you had to go to a beauty supply store and say, I'd like a hair color to match Donald Trump,
Oh
they would say,
God.
oh yeah, you need to get you some tabby cat. Yeah, tabby cat hair color. That's what it would be, tabby cat. So
Oh goodness.
yes. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to continue to move on in our show. As you guys all know, we are a health and wellness show. And on this show, we want to reiterate the importance of you wearing your mask. We are in the
Yeah.
midst of a global pandemic. 10 months in, actually, really to us, has been a year because we heard about coronavirus last year this time. We actually first heard about it in December.
December, that's right.
Right. But we're actually 10 months into the lockdown, 10 months into the world changing. Believe it or not, 10 months is a long time. Here's the deal. If we were all pregnant and expecting a baby, we'd be hellified long overdue at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Goodness.
So imagine for all you ladies who have given birth to a child, shout out to you all.
Yes.
10 months we've been doing this. So to ladies for 9 months, wow, that's incredible. It really is. All right, so listen, here are what the rules are. You must wear a mask. Please put your mask on. My mask tonight says, hello, it's me. See? Hello, it's me. Is it me?
I have black.
Yes. All right, that's okay. Make sure you cover your nose and your mouth nice and tight. Make sure you fit it around your ears. There you go. Very good. Good job with that. Don't have it hanging off your lip. Don't have it hanging below your chin. You're really supposed to have your nose and your mouth covered when you wear your mask, okay? Another thing we want you guys to do is wash your hands. Every chance you get, please wash your hands. Soap and water is the number one way to go. If you don't have soap and water, that's right. Come on, little Vanna. That's right. If you don't have soap and water, we believe in using hand sanitizer. And really, if you go a lot of places, hand sanitizer is on sale right now. So just take it, put it in your hand. Come on, we sexy sanitizers on this show. Sexy, yay, sexy sanitizers. Nice and clean. Make sure you dry your hands. If you're a smoker, light candles, any of that, make sure your hands are completely dry. Social distance, 6 feet back, 6 feet to the side, whatever it is, continue to social distance. And if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Keep your ass at home. Keep your ass at home.
And you don't mask it or casket.
That's right. That's right. If you don't mask it and casket, or if you don't mask it and casket, if you don't mask it, you will be in a casket. Yes. And we hate to say that to you, but you will be. That's right. So please take care of yourself, do the right things. And, it's not going to change anytime soon. We will be wearing these masks for a while. We really will. We thought that people in Japan was weird. We thought Michael Jackson was weird for always wearing a mask. Nope.
He do something.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No. Even when we open back up and are more freely, I will be wearing a mask still.
Same here.
Yeah, I'll be wearing a mask still. All right. Well, we're so glad that you guys have joined us tonight. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. This wonderful woman in the box next to me. Oh, did I do it right? No, next to me. Yeah. Wait. How I do that? Oh, okay. Yeah, over there. No, that way. That way. Whatever. Kay Renee is our co-host. Karen's Nuggets is her wonderful inspirational messages she delivers every day to us all via social media platforms. Crystal, we love you as well too. Thank you for being here with us.
That's Crystal.
Yes. We appreciate all of you all who tune in each and every night. It really makes us happy. The numbers are growing quite a bit. If you really want to help us, please go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show, the Real Chat Daddy Show. Free, simple, easy, does not cost you anything. You can also go over to Facebook, the Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook. Love us and like us there. Okay. All right. Kay Renee is our permanent co-host. We have other guest co-hosts who stop by and hang out with us from time to time. But other than that, it's Kay Renee and I doing what we do every night, talking about the top stories. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to get spicy tonight. So if you have children that are watching, please put the kids away. About about
Yes,
7:50 p.m.
please.
We're going to talk about how married couples and long-term couples, that's the ones of y'all with a kind of like boo thing situation,
Right,
how you
right.
can turn the heat up in your bedroom, how to turn that heat up. Yes. Mhm.
Raquel may make her appearance, so just be ready.
Oh, we love Raquel. We really do. So
Raquel may come through, so get ready.
I have a question for you, and I'm gonna put this out on social media tonight too. Would
Okay.
you rather have a weighted blanket or an electric blanket when you sleep at night? Now, you know the weighted blankets are the popular things now. They are very popular. Everybody's doing the weighted blanket, and it feels like you are in a hug. The blanket is, you know, you can get these blankets to be like pounds and you know, that type of thing, or an electric blanket.
I'd rather have a tall caramel blanket. How about that?
Ma'am, I gave you two choices here, ma'am. Ma'am, I
You
gave
well,
you
see,
two choices. Ma'am,
I
I didn't say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, ma'am. I said either weighted blanket, ma'am, or
can't.
electric blanket. So which one would it be?
I'm if I can't have my tall caramel blanket, then I have to go with the electric blanket because
The electric blanket. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. I'm an electric blanket person too.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And what I do is I heat one side of the bed with the electric blanket.
And
And when
I
I
use
go to
something else to heat something else. There you go.
no, I was gonna say when I first get in the bed, I get in the heated side so to keep me cool. I mean warm, so I have it on the timer. And once I
Mhm.
get to that good temperature that I'm ready to sleep, I slide over on the cool side of the bed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
I don't do that. I do something else. But this is it 7:50 yet? We can't talk about that. Raquel's
Right,
not
right,
coming
yeah,
up
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
coming.
yeah. No, talk about whatever. That's your segment tonight. We're gonna talk about it all. I promise you, we are gonna talk
Oh
about it
goodness.
all. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you all that are Powerball and jackpot, Mega
Yeah.
Millions and Powerball winners, guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Nobody
Rolled over.
won. It rolled over.
Rolled over.
No matching tickets with all six numbers in Wednesday night's drawing of the Powerball. Nobody got it. So the top prize has shot up now to 640 million. The Mega Millions jackpot, which is going to be drawn tomorrow night, is now 750 million.
Quarter
Both
billion.
amounts, I know, both
Three
amounts
quarters of a billion.
exceed the entire economic activity of some small nations, and they are
Hmm.
among the top 10 biggest jackpots in U.S. history.
All I got to say is, all right, if the Lord blesses me with one of them jackpots, you and I gonna have a conversation offline.
Oh, absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
and we're gonna be away for a couple weeks, y'all. I'm gonna
Oh
just let you
yeah.
know right now.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
if I win that, trust and believe, y'all won't know about where I'm at because I had to get some things in order. And it's funny. Our other sister, your other wife, Kim, she posted that on her. She said, "What would you do crazy if you won that money?" And see, I was being more practical and prudent. She said, "That ain't not what I asked." I said, "What would you do crazy?" And I had to think about it because when you're in your 20s and 30s, you like to do crazy stuff. But when you get
Right.
older, you want to be more prudent and practical. So I had to really think. And I said, you know what? If I had that type of income, I would want a private jet because I would not want to be flying commercial. I have
Okay.
to have the best jet possible, like Tyler Perry, Oprah, and all those other billionaires,
Right.
and then have my flight crew on standby, and then pick you up, pick my family, and we go wherever we want to go. Go shopping one place to Paris or Italy when it's safe. But that's what I would do. But I would be very prudent and have my CPA, my attorney, and my financial advisor. Those are the three people that I'll be calling first. I said, all right, let's get to going before it's announced because y'all would.
Okay. Okay. So now here's the deal. I like what you're saying, and I'm with you, and I could probably follow suit to everything you're talking about. I don't necessarily know if I would do the private jet, but I'm not necessarily saying I wouldn't fly on your private jet,
Oh, okay.
but I'm one of them people. I love first class flying, especially when it's international. I love first class flying. So I probably, here's what I would do. I probably would have me residencies in several different places.
I like that.
That's what I would do with my wealth. So we could take your private jet
And
and
go to your
fly
residence.
to my residencies.
I
But
like that.
I would want to have residencies in different places. That would be
I like
just that way I'm able to go and because a lot of times, let's look at like you go to a city like New York before this pandemic. A good hotel room in New York was $300 a night, and that's really a good hotel room.
Right.
Where if you were trying to stay at a more 4 or 5 star hotel a night, you would be paying upwards $600 to $1,000 a night.
Okay.
So that's why I would want to have a wonderful residency in several different places and be able right. So but other than that, I'm like you, pay my debt off, disappear, take care of people who have been good to me.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you, it would one of these major networks would be talking about. And coming up next is the Chat Daddy Show. Then Ellen, look, and then Ellen. Coming up is the Chat Daddy Show, and then Jeopardy. Right. So
exactly. Right.
So
I would still do the show with you. We would be doing it in different locales.
Right.
But then the other side of that, then Pookie and other people start coming around. Like, you know what? That's when I have my security. Let them know do I know you? I didn't know you when things were not on the best. So I don't know you now. So
well, speaking of when things are not the best, and this is our hot topic tonight, music mogul and Grammy winner Dr. Dre and his wife are going through a nasty divorce battle. And so hey Renee, inform us of the story, and then I'm gonna tell you how she said in an interview that they spend $675,000 a month on entertainment. So that's what I'm trying to figure. Right. That's what I'm like. So
they're like the Tom Girardi, Erica Jane on Real Housewives. The only difference is their assets are not being frozen. I mean, you think about it. Dr. Dre is worth $800 million.
I get it.
Now I will say this, that I was a wife legally once before. And she's been married to Dr. Dre, even though he has 7 children. They're not all hers. 2 of them are by him.
Right.
They were married for 24 years. And I'm going to say this, even though with Dr. Dre, I know he's recovering from the brain aneurysm, he has some anger issues because he is known for physical violence on women that he's dated. Because you remember Schellie, who I love. I think she just was so cute with her voice.
Yeah, I used to love. I love Miss Schellie. Silly little love song. My favorite song by Miss Schellie. Silly little love song. Yes.
And she was so afraid to just be and I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, so I take this very personally. Unfortunately, he has some serious anger issues with women. Every woman that he's been with, he's done some physical damage to. And I guarantee you, for this woman, Nicole, to be with him for 24 years, and I know that she's asking for $2 million a month in expenses, $2 million. A lot of people think that's a lot of money. He's worth $800 million. But if you don't do the math, ladies and gents, she's been with him for 24 years. See, after 10 years, you get half. And if they're in California, it's what? It's community property state. So when you first sent it to me, I'm like, "Ooh, that did seem a lot." But when I did my research and found out about him and her, the fact that they've been married for a long period of time, is it excessive to us? Yes, but maybe not to her. And the fact that he has a serious anger management issue. To me, I call that combat pay. Give me my money. I want my coins.
But I'm still trying to figure out, like, what in the hell would you spend $675,000 a month on?
That I can't answer, especially now we're in a pandemic. So what the heck you gonna be doing all that that see beforehand I could see maybe they fly all over the place, but in a pandemic he quarantined and now he's in the hospital, so he ain't going nowhere. He's not.
I'm even trying to figure out, okay, so like you said, you wanted to get a private jet to fly you around. I said, I love flying first class. So let's say you and I go from here to Maui first class. So, okay, that might be, $10,000, maybe that much for us, to get to Maui first class. Then, of course, I want to stay at the Grand Wailea in the presidential suite at the Grand Wailea. So, I mean, let's say the presidential suite at the Grand Wailea is several thousand a night or whatever the case may be. I'm still not coming up with $675,000
there may be
a
some
month.
other things because Dr. Dre, he's been known to be unfaithful. So she may be, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and those type of services don't come cheap. I don't get it, Art, to be honest with you. Thank you, Kim. Find out. Please find out.
Right.
All I'm gonna say is this, as I said, she was married to him for 24 years. He's worth $800 million. I don't know what she did, Mr. Booker T. I don't know what she does. She did something to stay there for 24 years. And I guarantee you the fact that he has anger management issues, she had to deal with a lot of his SHIT. So
I don't know. Again, I'm with you on that. I don't want anybody to be abused. I don't want any domestic violence situations. Yes, she stood by Dr. Dre's side for 24 years. She is the mother of 2 of his children. They have 2 adult children. But and again, I think he was trying to offer her $81,000 a month, and I was I was like 81,000. Well, that ain't bad. But then, now he agreed to give her $2 million a month.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet, Art? Now I'm getting close to the screen. She may have some little tea on him. See,
I'm sure.
There's a reason why he agreed to that $2 million a month.
I'm sure.
And the thing about it, I don't know her background per se, but I know how he made his money. She could have helped him in that regard. So you don't know what married couples go through. But all I can say, okay, if you're going to get $2 million a month, all I'm going to say this to you now, Nicole, if you're listening, invest the money. Do it wisely, because it's not going to be flowing forever. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some feedback. Booker T said there's 2 sides to every situation. Yes, there is, but I'm sure it will come out. And then Crystal says the video, baby. Well, I mean, everybody got them videos. I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot going on, with that situation. We wish them the best. All I know is inquiring minds, i.e., and I'm sure a lot of people listening and watching this show, what the hell can you spend $675,000 on entertainment wise? I just, baby, I mean, even if you drank the best, ate the best, I mean, I just $675,000 a month. That's a lot of money to spend on entertainment. You get what I'm saying? Woo.
I do. But
I'm simple. Netflix and chill.
I said she may have something on him, and he's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna pay this money and just leave this alone. Try to get well. I wish him the best, because the brain aneurysm is nothing to play with. One of my dearest friends died from a brain aneurysm, so he is truly blessed to still be here. So, and that's probably another thing too. He probably having to change heart. Said, I could have been out of here. So, I wish them the best. I hope they can part amicably, because divorces ain't no joke. I know firsthand.
Well, Booker T said something that I think is funny. He said jet fuel is expensive. Booker T, that's why I fly first class. Whatever your plane ticket costs, I done gave you gas money. I done gave you the damn gas money. You just need to get me there. See, that's why I don't want that situation. I don't want us to be, look, you and I over in Johannesburg having a great time, and they be talking about, well, gas is now $9,000 a gallon. See, no, I done bought this first class ticket. Y'all better get me back home. That's right. All right. All right. Well, with that being said, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. This beautiful woman next to me is my co-host, the amazing Miss K. Renee. We are here Monday through Thursday night from 7 until whenever we get tired. We're a reality news entertainment variety show. We really appreciate you guys for joining us every night. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Facebook, do the same thing, the Real Chat Daddy Show. Karen's Nuggets is her daily inspiration on Instagram, Facebook. She'll tell you guys how you can connect with her later. By the way, I want to tell everybody thank you so very much for donating to the Salvation Army. My Red Kettle campaign, I found out, did extremely well, as well as you guys did a great job of donating to the Young Performers program that was on for the Christmas show. Well, guess what? Because we are still very much in need. There are a lot of people who are at food pantries, families that are losing their homes, things like that. I am continuing my Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign. And on Monday, I'll start it again in honor of Dr. King's birthday. And if you guys want to donate anything, the campaign will be up until January 31st. But I'll start it Monday when we do our Dr. King celebration show of being able to extend my Red Kettle campaign until January 31st because we want to help people. Yay.
Yes, that is
all
great.
Right. All right. Well, you guys know each and every Thursday we try to bring you some of the best guests ever to talk about relationships. As you guys all know, on January 29th, I am doing a virtual relationship chat. I believe that people should have healthy, loving relationships. People should be finding each other now more than ever in this pandemic. This is a perfect time for you to get on dating sites, all of that. But married couples and long-term committed couples are actually going through a flux right now. You found out that that person you've been with for a while may not be doing the right thing. You may not be having sex anymore. You guys may be stressed out, all of that. Well, tonight we have the honor and pleasure of welcoming from Florida, one of my favorite places, a mental health sex therapist. That's what I call her. She makes sure that mind is right to make that body right. And Kay Renee, you read her profile. She's a dynamic sister. Tell everybody a little bit about her before we bring her on.
Oh my goodness. Miss Schellie, or Ask Schellie, she is just a dynamo. She's very authentic. I got a chance to review her site. And the one thing I was so impressed about, even though she is a divorce, I believe she's a divorce because she has two teenage children, and her ex-husband and her, they still are able to coexist and co-parent with their family. They're a firm believer in the family unit. So that really impressed me about Miss Schellie. So I'm just excited. She is just a dynamo, is just, true diva. Because, y'all know I'm the queen of acronyms, and I'm a diva. And diva stands for dedicated,
come on now.
intelligent, vivacious, and accomplished. She truly is a diva. So I don't know if she's ready to.
I'm ready, darling. I am. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the amazing Miss Ask Schellie. Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
That was so. I was like, who are they talking about? Are they talking about
talking about you. Yes. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Good evening. How is it all the way? It's Chicago, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's so warm here.
I know. Don't rub it in. What part of Florida are you in, Schellie?
I am in Kissimmee. It's right outside of Orlando.
Yes. Don't rub it in. We like you too much to start hating you right away.
Okay. I won't push.
Look, but just know we will travel. Once this is over, we will travel to come visit.
I love company. I love to cook. I will host you. Come on.
Great. Well,
Southern
Schellie,
hospitality.
that's what we love, with some sweet tea. So listen, Schellie, tell everybody a little bit about your background. We were reading your bio, just amazing. I've watched your videos. I'm following you now. You give it to people in their face, raw and real, and I love it. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Again, Schellie Fanfan. I am a Florida State licensed psychotherapist. I've been practicing for about 20 years now. I'm the CEO and owner of Ask Schellie Consulting. It's an emotional intelligence firm where we work with corporations and bringing them to peak performance through the provision of psychoeducation. I work with individuals, married couples, seriously dating couples, and families to bring them to a place of wholeness, overcoming emotional injury, achieving the best version of themselves. I host the Ask Schellie show every Tuesday at 12 on Facebook. And I absolutely love what I do. I was created to bring people to breakthrough at that point where spirituality and psychology meet. That's what I do.
Oh, I love it. I do. I don't even know where we should start, but then I think because it's Relationship Thursday and we've not had a spicy show yet this year, and see, K Renee has an alter ego named Raquel, and so she'll bring her out in a minute. So I think I want to talk about sex first. I think a lot of people with this pandemic, I know, I've talked to several friends of mine that their marriages are on the rocks. They're not having sex like they used to. For single people, my thing is I want you to get a COVID test, STD, HIV. So it might be a minute before you get to do the monkey dance again. How has this pandemic affected people's sex lives, Schellie?
Tremendously. And so now I am also an intimacy expert, right? So what I do as an intimacy expert is marriage counseling and intimacy coaching. And so when people specifically say that they are coming in for intimacy coaching, most of the time because of low frequency, poor quality, or one or both are just faking pleasure. Now, when people call in and they want marriage counseling, a lot of the times it's for trust and communication, right? And so most of the time people think that it's two separate things, and it isn't. It really is one and the same. When people come in and they want to learn new positions, they want to spice up their bedroom, when they are coming because they want more fire, what they're really asking for is more intimacy, because great intimacy promotes great sex, but it doesn't happen the other way around. But what we're seeing, though, it is, great intimacy will always promote great sex, but it doesn't happen the other way around. Because you could have great sex with someone that you don't even talk to. You could have great sex with someone you really don't like. And so that's what's happening. And what's happening in this coronavirus times and these coronavirus streets is that husbands and wives are realizing that we really don't know each other. They just don't. We really don't know each other. Not sure if I really like you. And this is the problem when we get lost, like in our children's lives, and we are not being intentional about staying connected with the person that we love. And so now we're seeing that people are, disgruntled. They're questioning their commitments. Adultery is at an all-time high because of, just online dating. We're getting a lot of referrals from couples that are calling in and saying, I found out he had a profile on Plenty of Fish, or we're arguing, we're not getting along, and our children are depressed. And so there's really a major breakdown of the family that we're seeing right now, the family unit, as a result of the pandemic.
Wow. That's sad, but I knew it was coming because, again, I've talked to people time and time again, people that want a sympathetic ear, want some form of direction. A lot of my male friends are going through it more than ever. And these are not men who have ever cheated on their wives, anything, but I think a lot of their being able to leave the house to go to work, being able to go grab a beer with the boys or whatever, gave them a diversion. Now people are, as you said, Schellie, stuck with each other. K Renee, what do you think?
No, she's on point. And the thing about intimacy, you have to be intimate in order to have great sex. For me, that was the one thing I will say. When I was so impressed about your profile and reading your bio, Schellie, that you were just committed to having as a family unit with your children and with your ex-husband. I had grown up in a household where both of my parents they were married for 47 years. And when they had the accident, my mom was not the same woman that she was when they got married, but the level of intimacy that they displayed with each other until she made her transition, that showed me what true intimacy is. That you don't have to have penetration in order to be intimate with someone. And that's what I think a lot of women, even men, miss out on. So I was so happy when Art said we were gonna have you. I said, oh goodness, this is a true diva in all expressions. So I'm all with you, Miss Schellie.
It's so true, and it's so beautiful because again, I have this like 3-step prescription to maximizing intimacy, right?
Yeah.
And so the cold zone is the most important zone. When people come in, like I said, they want to go straight to hot zone. How, how do I achieve, because people hear me talk about, prolonging orgasm, and that you can prolong it for as long as you want. And people want to go straight there. But before we go there, do you guys talk? Do you guys date? Do you flirt? Do you cook together? When's the last new thing? What's the last new thing you guys learned together? Are you learning new languages together? Are you guys learning to play new instruments together? That intimacy is important when you are finishing the sentence of the person that you love, when submission is not a threat, when you really bond. You could be in a room, be in church, and just be dying laughing and not even exchange any. That intimacy is so powerful, and that is what's missing in so many marriages, is that intimacy.
Yes. Yeah.
And so this is why people come in, and we have to go back to the basics before we start talking about doing flips in the bedroom and straps and swings and things of that nature. Let's go back to, are you guys having conversations of care? Do you know how purpose-filled your partner feels? Where are people at in their mental health? And these are things that are so important. It's those foundational principles that make for amazing sex and amazing communication and lifelong commitment that doesn't feel like it is a burden.
Mm-hmm. Now, Schellie, we do have a question from one of the viewers that is saying, what is the definition of intimacy? What would that definition be?
Intimacy is attachment, and attachment is very neurological. It's not only emotional, but it's also neurological. For example, when I ask people to tell me what they do for quality time, they'll say things like, well, we go to the movies once a week, or we go out to dinner, or we watch TV together. So this is what quality truly is. It's 3 forms of contact happening at one time: eye, verbal, and skin. Happening all at the same time. It creates attachment and bonding. So if that is true quality, okay, eye, verbal, and skin, what are you not getting at the movies, Chat Daddy?
You're not getting eye, you're not getting verbal, and you might be holding hands, but you're so busy.
You may be getting popcorn.
Right.
Right.
I love
and so we have to be able to redefine, because sometimes we have these words and these concepts in our head and it doesn't produce fruit because we're off from the very beginning. Our breakthrough is on the other side of something we do not know. And so I have to provide new information to couples so that they can thrive. And so eye, verbal, skin. So if you're going to go to the movies, that's fine. But what are you going to do after the movies to assure that you're looking at each other's eyes? We're talking, we're touching one another. So that's what intimacy is about. It's connectedness, connectivity, attachment, and bonding between 2 people who love one another and who are committed to taking their last breath with their partner.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I was noticing here on the sheet that it says the 3 main reasons why couples enroll in intimacy coaching. And I agree with all of these. I'm going to even let you tell us what they are, because this is just crazy. Wow. Go ahead.
So for intimate, like I said, so sometimes when people come in and they're saying marriage counseling, it's because they're talking about injury. They're talking about injury that has caused trust issues. They're talking about communication issues. We're not on the same page about parenting, things of that nature. When people come for intimacy coaching, they are specifically saying, this is what we want help with. We want help with our bedroom, right? And when they're coming in, it's because of low frequency, poor quality, or one or both faking pleasure. And so when they come in, we have to really take a look at the cold zone, like what are they doing to connect with one another, all of the intimacy and attachment stuff that I talked about. And then warm zone, how are they flirting? How are they using the biggest organ? Listen, when most people have sex, they are focused on their sex organs. They're focused on their penis, vagina, nipples, but they're not focused on the greatest organ that we have. The largest organ we have is our skin.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
Yes.
I'm all in the
And so when you really channel the use of someone's body can have, I'm talking like multiple 12, 20, 30 different erogenous zones. But most of us, we just know our genitalia as our erogenous zones, but there's so many behind your knees, behind your neck, wherever it is. And so maximizing that sexual experience is using all 5 of your senses, okay? All 5 of your senses to enhance the sexual experience. So what does that mean? That means that you know exactly what your partner likes to hear during sex. You understand what he or she wants to see, what he or she wants to smell, taste, and feel. So let me give you an example.
Please do. Woo.
Give me an example. So I had a couple, it was a pastoral couple. They were pastors. They're coming in for intimacy coach, which I love. Which I love, right? So understanding the importance of being intentional about growing that union and that attachment and of course that intimacy. So I asked, what does your husband like to hear during sex? And while we usually play this type of music, that's not what I asked. I didn't ask what you usually do. I asked, what does your husband like to hear? She answers, what does he like to see? She answers, what does he like to smell? She answers, what does he like to taste? She answers, what does he like to feel? She answers, all 5 were wrong, right? And so we started to talk about, so what is it that you want to hear? He's like, I don't want to hear any music. I just want to hear skin to skin. I want to hear her pleasure. I want to hear her say my name. And so we have to be very clear about what your partner wants to hear. So if it's a woman and she likes those those romantic sounds, what's the middle ground? What's the compromise? I'm going to tell you and I love this. So it came to smell. She thought, I need to take a shower, Victoria's Secret, this, and that. He loves when I smell fresh. And he's like, I don't want to make love to a mango. You know, those nice Victoria's Secret lotions and sprays. I don't want to make love to a cherry. I want to smell you.
Amen.
Then he said, when you come home from the gym and you're in the shower, I'm in the hamper smelling your wet underwear. And that is what I want to smell. And I know it sounds kind of vulgar, but it's important that we are clear and having these conversations, courageous conversations without any guilt, without any shame, being very verbal about what you want to see, what you want to smell, what you want to hear. And when it comes to what you want to feel, that can take some time to really explore your entire body from the crown of your head to the very soles of your feet and finding all of those hidden erogenous zones. And when you discover them, both parties being very intentional about accessing and engaging those erogenous zones for an amazing experience. So my eyes are stimulated, what I smell is stimulated, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing, and all together makes for an amazing intimate experience with someone that you love.
I couldn't agree more. I really find yourself a freak. I tell people most relationships look, most relationships fail, especially long-term relationships, because somehow the freak got lost somewhere. The freak became the professional, the freak became the doctor, the minister, the nurse, the whatever. Kids came along, obligations came along, but really you met that person because they were a freak. They made your head spin around, whatever the case may be. And that's I Schellie, everything you said, I agree 100% too. I don't want to go to bed with no damn mango. I want natural. I want you clean now. I want you clean.
Yeah.
Right.
And matter of fact, if you are an herbaceous person, you can even find essence of oils, vanilla, or come on now, things like
lavender,
lavender, things like that you know are not overpowering. But I'm with you, all that damn Victoria's Secret and all,
garbage. That's right. I have a question. I know a couple who they've been married for a long time. Now get this, when they were dating, apparently the man thought that he loves fellatio. He loves receiving fellatio, but she don't like it. But she faked the funk, and they've been married, right? And she won't give him fellatio, so he goes out and gets it himself. And when we were talking, I said, didn't you know before you got married? Well, she said she liked it. She had to get used to my body, and I'm thinking to myself, then why are you going out if you didn't have that concrete conversation? How will you talk to a couple knowing they've been married for a long time? Of course, if they ask these questions and either one is not honest and not authentic, but they go along with it just to get married, years happen, kids and all that, and now both persons are unfulfilled. How do you handle that? How would you approach them?
We take them right back to the basics. And this is the basic. All problems are rooted in unmet expectations, period. Almost always, right? You said that you're going to have my pizza delivered in 12 minutes. It's 20 minutes. We have a problem, right? So we got to go back to the expectations. And what I love to do is have husband and wife sit down and write down all the expectations they have of the other person. In this particular case, sexual expectations, right? All of the expectations that you have of the other person. Circle those expectations that have been met. Star the ones that are not met. And once they make that list, I ask 3 questions. Number 1, before we say anything, those things on your list, are they realistic? Number 2, have you communicated them to your partner? And number 3, did your partner explicitly commit to meeting that expectation? I don't know how many times that we get to, okay, they're realistic, but then when we get to communication, it was never communicated. You never said, this is how you like it. You never said, this is the only way I can orgasm, or I've never orgasmed before, or you've never said that this is what I'm going to expect my wife to be, or there's so important conversation. This is husband and wife, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 years. You guys never conversed about this. And so it is because there's this stigma about sex. Some people don't even say, I don't know how many times. So we don't do it. I act stupid. What do you mean by it? Well, we don't do it as much as what do you mean by it?
Right.
I don't know how many times people cannot say, K. Renee, sex. So it's about getting comfortable with the concept of sex. Like, you can have sex and not go to hell. Like, that's awesome. Why aren't you not doing it? You can have it and not go to hell. Are you kidding me? So it's about bringing it back to the basics and providing a safe space where husband and wife can be honest with the other person about their expectations. And this is what happens, though. It then causes injury when the husband finds out that his wife's been, faking orgasm for years and years and years. And so now it takes us to a whole nother realm. Now we got to correct and address that injury, that bullet wound to the manhood, his manhood. Because most of the time, I'm not saying that men don't cheat, but most of the time, it's the woman finally saying, I don't enjoy it That is why I act like I'm sleeping. That's why I don't get naked. I don't feel like it's for me. Sex is underrated. And so helping her to find her sexual freedom where she can actually say what she wants and re-explore those things that have to happen between husband and wife to just reignite the sexual instinct that we all have. That's what we have to do. So expectations, let's get down to it. Let's have these conversations. Let's get real about it. That is where it starts.
I love it. Our last point that I want to, I do too. Our last point I want to cover tonight is the difference between an orgasm and a climax. We've got to put a cherry on top of this tonight. I have been saying for years that if you are really in love with someone and really in tune with them, you can prolong an orgasm for quite a while. And it's kind of what you said in the beginning, that, you know, a great climax. So kind of help people to understand that, because then I know a lot of women who have never had orgasms either with their mate.
I think the current statistics is 75. I could be wrong. Oh boy, don't quote me. I want to say 75% of women fake. That's a high percentage, a really, really high percentage. Every time I do my marriage retreats, I will always ask the woman to describe the sexual personality of their loved one, and the men too. So there's Superman, there's there's all these different characters. I won't get into it. There's about 7 sex personality types, and we can talk about that on another show.
Yeah, so yes, please, because I want to see how many of them. Look, I want to see how many disorders I have. So I need to match up on right. You are invited back because we want to find out. Yeah,
I love it. So most of the time, men will say that their sex personality type is Superman, but then when we ask the woman says, no, it's more like scattered showers, right? And there's like Energizer, but it always happens where the man overrates like his sexual performance, and the woman feels very different. So we need to have like open conversation about it. Now, to answer your question, climax orgasm, you're right. You can acquire the control necessary through breathing and relaxation, and with your intimate partner understanding your cycle and knows that the climax is coming. Together, you guys can take that one last step, that one last stage before finishing, and make it however long you want. I'm talking about that really good place right before the climax happens. And so climax is finishing. Orgasm is it's a place where you get to. It's actually a state of relaxation that happens right before the finishing point. And so we teach how to control your breathing. Don't go with what you want, with what your body's telling you to do. You got to literally take control of your breathing, make them very long, yummy breaths. And it takes the localized sensation of that orgasm, and it literally causes it to spread. So when your whole entire body climaxes, it's not just the genitalia, not just the genital zones, but you can have a complete body experience. And when you have that eye contact with the person that you love and they're finishing with you.
Baby, bye. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can I just say one? I'm gonna say one last thing. Women, take the bonnets off. Take the bonnets off in bed. Please take the bonnet. I don't care if you have a Chanel pin in your bonnet. It's still a bonnet. Take it off. You know what? That cute little teddy, it's cute, but the men want you naked. Okay.
That's right. Oh, Schellie, we just love you. Oh my God. This has been just amazing tonight. Your energy has been off the chain. Your advice has been just great. Definitely have to have you back. K. Renee, please, what do you want to say to our amazing guest? This has been good. Look, I'm sitting there fanning myself. Look, I done turned my fan off. And look, ladies and gentlemen, y'all better learn how to do this.
There you go. That's right.
So let's not go there. Right. Let's not go there.
That's another show. That's another show. Yes, that's another show.
The reason why Art told me about my alter ego Raquel, because my first book was about erotica. So I'm just like, oh, a kindred sister. I just cannot wait. When I am getting in a nice, fulfilling relationship, oh, it's on like popcorn. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, Dr. Schellie, I really appreciate your authenticity and your honesty, because often women and men are not honest about who they are. And that's the one thing I'm very grateful to both my parents. I've always been honest and open about my sexuality. And sometimes it can be very intimidating. But I'm like, if you have to be intimidated by me, then you don't need to be around me, because I'm going to bring it, whether you like it or not.
Bam.
Yes.
That's it.
So
that's it.
Thank you for validating.
We have too many motivational speakers. And the thing is it's one thing to motivate your listeners. But if your motivated listeners don't change and don't transform, then it's just mere motivation. The only way that you can truly facilitate transformation is to be real. If you're not real and you're not authentic, people leave unchanged. They may have this little quick climax, but then the next day there is no motivation. There's no reservoir to pull from.
And there is no orgasm either. It's a quick climax and keep it moving like that.
That's it. That's it. There's only one thumbprint. There's only one thumbprint. We are our only competition. The only competition we have was who we were yesterday. And so it's important for all of us to love ourselves and just be who we are. Unapologetically, just be you.
That's right.
Schellie, I do. Amen. I love you so much. You are incredible, a wonderful, wonderful ball of energy, a wealth of knowledge and information, because really, we should not be running from our sex lives. I'm just people, and now more than ever with this pandemic, dating has changed. Right. You know, the infidelity thing, as you said before. So let's try to, our goal on this show this year is to bring Black love back to healthiness. Ooh, absolutely. To bring Black love back to healthiness. So Schellie, you will be back with us. Don't worry. I definitely, you guys, here is Schellie's website. Do me a favor, tell everybody how they can find you, follow you, all that great stuff.
Absolutely. So I am Haitian American, second generation Haitian American. So my parents are really, a little creative with my name. It's actually spelled Schelli.
Oh, wait.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Let me change it. Hold on. Okay. So and I saw that on the screen. Like, wait a minute. Did I not see that? I
still sometimes forget how it's spelled, but that's it. Schellie. So you can find me at Schellie, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel, Ask Schellie. I have so many videos: relationships, sex. My husband likes gay porn. How do I know my wife is cheating? I've been faking orgasm for 25 years. And also serious topic, not that those aren't serious, but depression, anxiety. How do I reach the best version of myself? How do I overcome procrastination? There's a video for you. And so I would really, really be humbled by your subscription. I am sent here from heaven to bring people to that place where they truly activate the best version of themselves. I absolutely love what I do. And I thank you for your audience and your ear. It was a pleasure to be here.
We love you, darling. We do. Let me put some feedback up here. One of our faithful viewers said that they're going to need a cigarette after this conversation. I agree. Okay. Right. I'm going to have to have me a little something too. A little, Look, I might have to open another bottle. I don't know. It was good. It really was. It was excellent tonight. Don't enjoy that weather too much down there in Florida. Stay safe.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. When we see you on social media in wonderful weather, we're gonna be sending love and hate all at the same time. Okay?
I will remember that. I'm not
that's all right. Well, Schellie, we really appreciate you. You've been absolutely amazing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the one and only Miss Schellie, Miss Schellie Fanfan. She will definitely be back, an amazing guest to kick off the new year. It's important that you guys treasure and value your love life, no matter
Amen.
who you are. Schellie, do me a favor. Tell people you're never too old for love and sex. And, you know, people oftentimes, oh, I'm too old. I've passed my prime. Kind of share that real quick and we'll let you go.
That is such a myth. It keeps you young. It keeps you vibrant. It keeps you flexible. It keeps your brain cells multiplying. Listen, if you're not multiplying, you're dying. Period. There is no in between. That's why we got to watch out for the people that we even associate ourselves with. If they're not building you, then they're breaking you. Even if they don't contribute to your building, people can only build or break. So if you have stagnant friends, they're breaking you down. Sex is a builder. It promotes so many with intimacy. Intimate sex, right? Intimate sex, it's building. There is no age limit on it. That's a myth. You are able to achieve different levels of intimacy, higher levels of intimacy. I know people who can achieve orgasm just through eye contact and skin contact and no penetration. We have to understand that there are limits that we have not even tapped into when it comes to sex and intimacy, and there is no age limit. So I'm talking to you 50, I'm talking to you 60, I'm talking to you 70, 75, 80, and 85. You go to certain countries that are just kind of free. You know how you go to Jamaica, people just seem so free, so happy. These individuals are having sex way into their 90s. So listen, it's a myth. Get your freak on.
Baby, you ain't got to look. Honey,
you ain't got to tell me.
Baby, you ain't got to tell me either. Hello, right? What? Hello, right? Right. Come on now. I need somebody to go get COVID tested. I need somebody.
All right, that's right. Get tested quick, god dog it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Miss Schellie Fanfan. We've had a great time with her tonight. Schellie is her website. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen again. This has been incredible, just incredible. We love you so much, Schellie. We'll see you the next time. You did an outstanding job. God bless you, and get your freak on, y'all. Get your freak on. We love you. Good night, Miss Schellie Fanfan. See you later. Bye. Oh my gosh, she was amazing. That was so good. Oh, that was great. Lord have mercy. That's all we can say about that one. That was hot. That was spicy. That was like eating a jalapeno pepper tonight on this show. That was good. We needed that.
Wait, I'm gonna need to read my book again. God dog it. Shit.
Right.
So I can get my orgasm and climax on tonight.
Yeah, well, all righty then. Well, I have promised to tell you guys a 2021 study has been released on the best places for single women to think about living. And so the number one place that they said for single women is St. Louis, Missouri. Next on the St. Louis. Next is Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
Next on the list is Orlando, Florida. She just said she was in Kissimmee.
Okay.
Seattle, Washington is another great place for single women. Lincoln, Nebraska is another great place.
Warren Buffett's area?
Baby, Lincoln, Nebraska. Maybe there's some more Warrens there. Who knows? Okay. Dallas, Texas is another great place. I know several women who relocated to Dallas. One of the ladies I know just put her new boo thing on the internet with her. Denver, Colorado is another great place.
I can see that.
And last on the list, believe it or not, and this might work for both you and me, K. Renee, Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh.
You know, Atlanta's the new Hollywood now. So, you know.
No.
Right. So any of those places tickle your fancy, my dear?
Ain't nobody said in California. I'm surprised.
No, it's not. No, it's not really on here.
I can see Arizona and definitely Denver because I like Denver. Atlanta, you know, it's the competition down there. You know, I don't like to be
right. That's what I said. I said me and you both right. Right. Look, me and you be sitting in restaurants and bars talking about, well, now is this for you? Or is this for me? Is this for you? Or is this for me? Is this for you? Or is this for me? Well, I don't know.
Right. But
so,
you know, Denver, but Lincoln, Nebraska, that's Warren Buffett. I'm like,
Right.
Okay.
That's the same thing I said. Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm like, well,
Okay.
now I don't know. All right. And then here are the 5 places that if you ever thought about just packing up, starting all over again, here are the 5 most affordable cities that you should consider moving if you want to give it up and start all over again. Number 1 on the list is Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte has really grown by leaps and bounds.
Oh my
A
goodness.
lot of young professionals go to Charlotte and do
Yes.
really well there. A lot of
Yes.
the suburban areas are doing well. So Charlotte is number 1 on the list.
My little sister left literally. We're talking about got up and leave. She
Right.
packed everything, moved to Charlotte. She's now married. Now, how about that?
Yes, Charlotte is that type of city.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
Okay. The number 2 place on the list is Temple, Texas. Now, I don't even know where Temple, Texas is at, girl.
Is that near Austin?
I would imagine it sounds like it would be near Austin, but I don't know. Temple, Texas. Number 3 on the list is Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh.
I never would have thought that either.
But I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Number 4 on the list is Boise, Idaho. Now, I know a lot of people might look side-eyed to Boise, Idaho, but when I was a flight attendant, I actually had layovers in Boise, Idaho, and believe it or not, Boise had it going on. They really did have it going on, and this was years ago. Their shopping malls, I look at things like what's in the shopping mall, what kind of clothes can you buy, things like that. And when the hip hop culture was really big when I was a flight attendant, they had some fabulous clothing boutiques in Boise, really great entertainment places. And here's the deal. Multicultural gatherings and events and things like that were very common there.
Well, I know someone who just moved to Boise this year.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Boise, Idaho. And then number 5 on the list is Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis is another city that's coming up really, trendy, up and coming.
And they have great barbecue. They have great barbecue.
And great blues clubs as well, too, in Memphis. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Well, Kay Renee, my darling, we've come to yet another amazing show. Anything you want to add? Anything else you want to add, darling?
Did we talk about Siegfried Roy and Joanna Rogers?
That's right. Please, let's talk about those that have passed away in the last 24 hours. Celebrities. Go ahead, my dear.
Yes. Well, we all know about Siegfried and Roy, the illusionist. Siegfried, I can't pronounce his last name, but he recently succumbed to pancreatic cancer. He was 81. And as you know, his partner, Roy Horn, just recently transitioned last year due to COVID. But really, I think also, as we all remember, back in 2013, when he was mauled by his favorite tiger, Manticore, and, he almost died. But what really took him out last year was COVID. So now Siegfried and Roy are together.
Yes.
In the eternal space. And then Joanna Rogers, who was the queen to Mr. Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, also passed away today at the age of 94. And interestingly enough about Mrs. Rogers, she is the reason why Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood came into play. She created the puppet. Yes. And she was like the person behind the scenes of his PBS specials. So my prayers go out to those families, and the transition train continues.
And it is Siegfried Fitchenbacher.
Thank you.
Yes, Fitchenbacher. Master illusionist of Siegfried and Roy, and he dead at 81, and they're back together again. I like looking at the old pictures of them when their hair's coiffed and they sitting there like, this is us and our kitty cats. Right. And yes, I used to, when going to Vegas, would see them in concert quite a bit, but I used to love them pictures of them sitting there like, yes, we are lovers, we are fabulous, and this is our kitty cat. Yes, right. So, and that's how they would look.
Yes. I give them credit because I don't know if I would touch that cat. They got teeth.
I know. Well, you see, one of the kitty cats got one of them. So,
Yes.
So, all right. Well, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those people. Well, this coming Monday evening is the official celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We will do a show on Monday evening. May not be a full show, but it will be something to commemorate the life and times of Dr. King. We'll probably have a conversation on what would Dr. King think about everything that's going on in the world right now.
Yes.
That's what we need to talk about more than anything. We want to remind everyone, don't forget, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. We're a health and wellness show. Don't forget to wear that mask. Please wear that mask. This mask says, I'm smiling. I'm smiling. Yes. Make sure you cover your nose and your mouth. Make sure your mask is nice and tight. Please make sure you do that. Also, make sure you wash your hands. Soap and water is the best thing that you can use to keep your hands clean. Wash them often. If you cannot get to soap and water, get you some on sexy sanitizer. Get you some sanitizer. Put it in that hand. And do like Kay Renee and I. We have a fans only page now where we just rub our hands, sexy sanitizers. That's what we are. Look, sexy sanitizer. We need to get a fan only page for this.
And wait, and you can develop intimacy just with your hand. What did Schellie say?
Yep.
Touch.
Yep.
Skin.
Touch.
Skin.
Yep. Look, we turning somebody on now just doing this. Look, Kay Renee, if we do this, look, if we do this and then do this. If we do that and do that, yeah. Look, if we just say,
somebody maybe DM and both you and I.
Right. That works. All right. Social distance, 6 feet apart is most important. Please make sure you social distance. And if you're not feeling well, keep your ass at home. Let's hope and pray that Mayor Lori Lightfoot is able to convince Governor Pritzker to go ahead and open restaurants back up. We will deal with the limitations. We will still wear our masks. We will do everything, but Lord knows I need to be able to go somewhere and sit down and get me a hot meal. I mean, I cook, but it's just me and my friends, but it's a mess. That's why now I eat a ham sandwich and call it a day and some yogurt. Yeah, I'm losing weight, but it works. But still, I want to go to a restaurant. All right. Well, we love you guys so very much. Kay Renee, give us a little wisdom before we get out of here, my dear.
Oh, my goodness. Given what Schellie said, here's my nugget. I said it early this morning. If your presence can't add value in my life, your absence will make no difference. And this is Tell It Like It Is Thursday. Hashtag drop that mic. Hashtag make your presence count.
I love it, darling. Okay. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the amazing Miss Kay Renee, our co-host, yours truly, Chat Daddy. For more information about me, do me a favor. Just go right on over to therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. You can find out more information there. We'll be back Monday night to pay homage to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the official celebration of his birthday. And do us a favor, go over to YouTube. Please subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube. It's free, simple, and easy. Facebook, the same thing, The Real Chat Daddy Show. Start a watch party or share the shows. You can do that anytime from any of those pages. All right. Well, God bless you all. Be safe, mask up, do the right thing. Don't forget, mask it or casket. So we want you all to mask it because we want you back here with us Monday night on the show. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. See you. Kay Renee, stay out of trouble, darling. Please. Can we have more comments. People saying great show. Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, and don't forget, get y'all some sex if you could. Just get you some sex. Easy and simple. We love you all. Good night. Bye.
Bye.